Well, clearly an important announcement by the Chief Minister of Delhi, and clearly will have far-reaching consequences for the politics of Delhi and also for Aam Aadmi Party. And a key question here is the Aam Aadmi Party looking at moving beyond the India bloc? But one of the most important questions that the BJP has asked today is, why doesn't the Chief Minister call a cabinet meeting and dissolve the assembly immediately by writing to the LG? But Aam Aadmi Party leader and Minister Atishi has said that there's no need to dissolve the cabinet as the assembly elections are due in 6 months. BJP has also said that the Supreme Court has left Kejriwal with fewer powers, which is why he chose to resign. Well, to discuss the larger message that today's Kejriwal's announcement holds and the BJP's criticism of it, we have with us Amitabh Tiwari and Aarti Jairath, both political analysts who have looked at Indian politics very closely all these years. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining me on this show. To you, Mr. Tiwari, first. So BJP has asked the Chief Minister, why did he not resign when people of Delhi were struggling for water, when students got electrocuted and, electricity bills were going up. In fact, there was an important point that Sudhanshu Trivedi, who's a BJP leader, BJP spokesperson, he basically said that several opposition leaders like Madhu Koda, Lal Prasad Yadav, Karunanidhi, Jayalalitha have resigned in the past before going to jail so that the government will not have to suffer and people will not have to face any problem. Why do you think that Kejriwal is saying that he will resign now and not really earlier?
See, earlier, if he would have resigned, then perhaps he thought that it would be seen as buckling under pressure, because it was largely a legal and a moral or an ethical issue. So legally, he was on firm ground because even the courts did not challenge his continuance as the Chief Minister. Now, the Delhi election is very important for the Aam Aadmi Party because this is where the real base is, and from here they have grown into other states. 10 years is a long time to develop any sort of natural land incumbency. Perhaps he realizes that the party with a different tag has taken a dent and some loss of support has been or has taken place for Aam Aadmi Party. Because in the Lok Sabha elections, despite he...
Right. Let me go across to Aarti. Aarti, some people say that this is a strategy by Kejriwal to make an emotional call to people of Delhi 4 months before elections. Some believe that, in some ways he has outmanured BJP by stunning everybody with this decision. But, there are also people who say that with too many restrictions on his functioning as Chief Minister, it's possible that he has also tried to turn a desperate situation into an opportunity. And with, we saw what happened with the BJP, with the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party in Haryana, and now this resignation announcement. There's also a possibility that Aam Aadmi Party is looking beyond the India alliance. What will your key takeaways be from this announcement today?
Look, my understanding is that the India alliance is largely for national politics, not necessarily for local politics or state politics, okay? So let's put that aside. Arvind Kejriwal thrives in playing the politics of victimhood. So he has to convert himself into a victim here in Delhi so that he can, play that card and look for a sympathy vote. Now, how does he do that? I think he's trying to push the central government to dismiss him. He's not going to dissolve the assembly. Why should he step down and dissolve the assembly? Then how does he play the victim card, right? It's only if the government is dismissed by the center and president's rule imposed that he can play the victim card. So right now, I think there is a war of nerves or a chess game, as you want to, look at it. Why has he said 48 hours? Because he has moved a piece on the chessboard. Now he's waiting for the BJP's response to that move that he's made. And then he will take his next decision on who he's going to appoint as his successor, whether he appoints his successor or not, or whether he plays another gamble which is completely unexpected and takes everybody by shock. Right. So I think we have to wait and watch and see what happens over the next 48 hours. It's interesting, I think, judging from the BJP's reaction, they did not expect him to resign. Right. So, they will have to, sort of counter-strategize now. And let's see what happens. It's going to be, it's a very interesting, kind of war of nerves, or as I said, I think a chess game really is more like a more apt description.
Amitabh Tiwari, where do the numbers stack up when we look at the Delhi data? Because in 2020, they of course won 62 seats. In 2015, I remember it was around 67 seats. But of course, in the Lok Sabha elections, the situation, the scenario was completely different. But if elections were to be held today, what are the challenges that the BJP would face? And of course, with all this Sheesh Mahal controversy, Delhi liquor policy controversy, what are the challenges that you think Aam Aadmi Party also stands to face?
See, the biggest challenge BJP faces is that the state unit of Delhi is one of its weakest. It does not have a leader to counter Arvind Kejriwal, and they have changed leadership many times. Aam Aadmi Party actually suffered losses even at the time of 2022 municipal elections, if you recall. They had lost around 12% vote share compared to 2020 Vidhan Sabha elections, and the election was very tight, 134-104. So Aam Aadmi Party's vote base in that election, the Congress had done well. They had got around 11-12% vote share. So if the Congress gains in strength, if the India alliance is not maintained, that is a risk for the Aam Aadmi Party, because the Congress could take away some votes of the Aam Aadmi Party. Whereas for the BJP, it does not have a leader. It may not want to give Aam Aadmi Party something on a platter by dismissing the government. I mean, they were asking for his resignation. He has resigned. Let him be CM for 6 months. Aam Aadmi Party's challenge also is that they do not want a Jiten Ram Manjhi moment.
Right.
Whom do you install? Correct. So all these things will play.
Right. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining me on this discussion. So clearly, there are far-reaching consequences to what is happening in Delhi. So, of course, but this is an evolving story and we'll keep tracking this.